3D.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pick Six Podcast. It's your boy Musa. I got my guy Pacer here with me. How you doing today?
What's good, Musa? What's good, everybody?
Doing good, man. We got college football is back. NFL starts this upcoming week, man. We got a lot to talk about. We have some upsets, some shocking wins, nonetheless, this week in college football, man. But before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on this week's college football games, who you got winning in the NFL for week one, and you share your thoughts on the Micah Parsons trade. And I think we're going to shift our gears and go right into that first. Micah Parsons has been traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers for Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark, a 2026 first-round pick, and a 2027 first-round pick. Involved in that trade also, Micah Parsons has signed a contract extension for a 4-year extension with the Green Bay Packers for $188 million, which makes him now the highest non-quarterback paid in the NFL. So, there's been rumors that the Cowboys offered Parsons a 5-year, $202.5 million contract, which was rejected due to some of the stipulations involved in that contract. So, that being said, man, what was your thoughts overall on the big deal? And what does this mean for the Cowboys and for the Packers?
I guess for me personally, I seen it coming because there was a lot of stalling going on with this whole thing. I don't really know what the relationship was between him and Jerry Jones, but congratulations to Micah, man. He got a deal and it got secured. I felt like something was coming soon because, just like you said, the season's literally next week. So something had to give. It's just crazy still at the same time. You said that there was basically a deal with him with the Cowboys, but I think he wanted more like a something that worked more in his favor, it seemed like.
Yes. So it was rumored that Jerry offered him a 5-year, $202.5 million contract extension. However, I believe they would have had owned his rights to where it would have been more challenging for him to get a new contract once that extension ended. So most agents advise their athletes not to take those type of deals without the agent being there because they can the play gets pretty much handicapped at the end of their contract, where they try to get a new contract, especially if they outplay that contract, the ownership is pretty much controlling, holds all the cards. So because of that, that was probably one of the reasons why he declined, which, again, this is all speculation and rumored, so take it with a grain of salt. But that's probably ultimately why he decided to.
It's also crazy, too, because, he grew up as a Cowboys fan, so it's like he wanted to be there. But I love the fit for him in Green Bay. They came right in and stole him and took him away. Or I think easily a front runner for them to at least make it to the NFC Championship game. We're talking about as far as Green Bay. Dallas, as far as the future, I don't know. You still got, some pieces over there on that offensive end, but it's just all right, where you just let go. I think this is the second time the franchise Jerry Jones has let go of a Pro Bowler the year after them making the Pro Bowl as well. So I don't know. It looks like it's about that time for Jerry to pack it up, man. He's getting too old. Times is different. I'm happy for Micah, and I definitely think he is going to set the standard for players in the future. And we're going to probably see moving forward, maybe not as much as the NBA, but people kind of determining what their outcome is going to be in the future and stuff like that.
Absolutely. What this means for the Packers, will they get their number one pass rusher? I think their pass rush should be a lot better, especially when you have him and Rashawn Gary on that defense. Um, they have McKinney back there as well. I really wish Jair was still there with Micah addition because that makes it even more of a bolster defense. But I think the hold is still there on offensive fair. Who's going to be that number one guy on offense? I think Matthew Golden can be that and show flashes of him becoming that. I think they could still be a playoff team for Green Bay. As far as the the Cowboys go, I think they're a lottery team at worst. I don't considering you really don't have no one on that defense now. Micah, when he was on the field for that pass rush, and we get it, he's not the best in the run stopping game. But what he brings to that team on his presence alone, with him being absent now, you put more weight on that the defensive backs, the back end of your defense, which is already shaky outside of Diggs and Bland. And they just gave Deron Bland a contract extension as well. So I don't see them doing much in the NFC East. I can probably see them flirting with the third or fourth spot in the division just because of their offense and firepower. But again, that defense is going to defend that. I just don't see how that's going to mount to anything. And also, food for thought, and keep in mind, Micah Parsons' agent is also the same agent and representative for George Pickens, who's also on a contract year this year with the Cowboys and is looking to get paid. So just keep that in mind, because Jerry Jones and Micah and Pickens' agent never seen eye to eye. There's history between those two guys, in a respectful manner, of course, when it comes to negotiating and things of that nature. But just want to put that out there, just to keep in mind that this could be a domino effect, because if Parsons has a great season and he doesn't get the number he's looking for, he can be going elsewhere, and then CD's just stuck there right now. So just food for that. But I want to ask you something real quick. Do you believe with this trade that they're loading it for the future, in the sense of, if they're going to be bad, which most people think, are they trying to tank for potential Arch Manning, maybe, or Drew Aller, or they can try to look into the future and try to get the boy Lenora Sellers out of South Carolina in the following draft?
I mean, let's go with that theory if that is the case. I think it'll be, just looking at the last couple of years as far as the moves that they made, extending Dak Prescott, his contract and stuff like that. It's just like a lot of money's being tossed around, and there's no like stability there in Dallas. So for me, whatever move that they try to make, this has to be a build or a rebuild for the next couple of years. I mean, I don't even think any of those quarterbacks is going to come in and be able to turn that franchise around, because there just seems to be so much turmoil there with the coaches, with Jerry Jones, with the whole organization alone. It's just a lot. I don't know. This is supposed to be America's team, and it doesn't seem that way. It's a lot every year after year after year. I'm just tired of hearing about the Cowboys this, the Cowboys that, and they don't live up to the hype at all whatsoever. But I don't know. It's just hard to say that one of those guys from college is going to be able to come in and just reconstruct your thing. That's kind of what I said. Jerry Jones, he's getting old, man. He's getting old.
Yeah, definitely. What else I will add to that is maybe they do go get Arch, but we're going to talk about that soon. The way Arch looked in Texas, I don't know if that's
so. Like,
he needs reps. But
what happens if CD wants to end up dipping out soon? That's what I'm saying. Mike is kind of set standard.
Well, I'll say, not saying that they need to do this, but you can always get you another good elite receiver. It's harder to get those elite pass rushers. Pass rushers win you Super Bowls. Receivers win you games, but pass rushers, I believe, win Super Bowls for you. And some of that Micah's magnitude, I think, is just going to be too hard to replace. Now, Kenny Clark is a really good player. He's a little older, but he's really good. He's pretty decent and solid in the run game, which is what they wanted to shore up because they were the best in the run game last season. However, with those picks late, I could see those picks becoming late first round picks, considering the fact that Green Bay is most likely going to win games this year and be in the playoffs. Now, if something happens where Green Bay is not good this year, then now we're looking at Dallas getting 2 top 20 first round picks. Because hypothetically, I can see the Cowboys as if the Cowboys are watchable, I can see them being hovering between the late teens and the 20s. Same for the Packers if they're closer to the mid-teens. Now you got 2 picks inside the top, inside 10 to 20 in the first round. Those could be some solid pieces to put punch and play. So we'll see with that. But I don't, like I said, I don't think that's going to be the case. But yeah, I don't know, man. And considering Jerry Jones's comments after the trade and stuff like that, and watching a documentary, this is right up his alley. I think he really was hurt by this. But again, this is on the Cowboys. You had a chance to pay him a lot sooner. You waited, and you put yourself in this position. So Dallas was always cowboy, and they've always been America's second favorite team, because if you ask me, it's always been the Patriots. But that's not always, but that's another conversation. We're going to transition right along, unless you have anything else to add with the trade. We're going to get into some college football, man. So we're going to start off with the obvious one, the upset of the week so far. Alabama taking their talents on the road to Florida State against the Seminoles, and they lose 31-17. And as me and Peso spoke, I told you about Tommy was going to do something for Florida State, especially him being a former Eagle for the Boston College Eagles last season. But Tommy balled out, man. He, as far as on the run game, he played a really, really impactful game. 16 carries for 78 yards with a touchdown. He was 9 for 14 in the passing game, 152 yards. But that defense showed up tonight. Ty Simpson in his debut as a starter, 23 for 43, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. But it was not enough. The Seminoles were just all over Bama in this first game. You had Bernard running for over 140 yards for Alabama. But again, they fall short. I'm sorry, receiving for over 140 yards. And Ryan Williams did not really look like himself. He didn't look healthy, in my opinion. He only had 5 catches for 30 yards, and he did get pretty nicked up in one of those plays in the second half where he was helped off the field. But yeah, man, what was your thoughts on the game? Florida State upsetting the number 8 ranked team, Alabama.
I wish Ty was here. I know it's early as week 1, but yeah, man, I've been watching that dude from BC. I always get his last name mixed up, Castellanos, whatever his name is. You really get to see the difference in his ability to be able to just be so diverse from the quarterback position, being able to run, and also just having that arm. A lot of things that people were always criticizing him about was his height, and just being dealing with, super tall offensive linemen and stuff like that. But Florida State has way better blocking attacks than what BC had and what they provided him the last couple of years. So you kind of got to see that from him, and it was projected for him to be, to do all that stuff. It's still early in the season, but I think we're going to see a lot of that from him this year. And just watch out for Florida State, man. As far as Alabama side, I mean, hey, it's only one game. It's not a conference game. Good thing that it's not. But they'll be fine. And it's crazy because the homie was talking trash from before. Talk about he needed Nick Saban to come and save him. So, I mean, hey.
He backed it up.
That's what you got to do, man.
I will say Alabama was down one of their key defensive players, and then one of them got hurt in the game. But that's still no excuse to play the way they played.
Nose tackle, I believe.
Yep. But it's still no excuse to play the way that they played and came out. They came out flat. But Florida State had a great game plan and they executed, and they got the deserving win. So currently going on live right now, we have Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. It's the second quarter. Lador Sellers is got 3 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. Drones has a pick and he's 5 for 13 for the game so far, but the score is 5-7. Virginia Tech just hit a field goal. So just keeping you guys updated as we're live on that game. Really quickly, while we're on today's game, I just want to ask. Tonight, 7:30, we have Notre Dame going to Miami. Carson Beck's Hurricane debut. What's your prediction and thoughts on this game and the outcome?
Man. Old Georgia boy, man.
Right now, I believe they have the spread right now is Notre Dame minus 2.5 for those who are betting men and women.
I'm definitely going Notre Dame in this game. Just because the whole aura of that team, man. I think we're gonna see Notre Dame make a pretty I'm not gonna go far and say national championship run again, but they're gonna be in the mix, I believe, again this year. But I just think their whole aura, man, there Notre Dame is gonna take them. They're gonna have a good season this year. Definitely gonna go Notre Dame in this game, but I am interested to see Carson Beck and how he looks over there in that Miami offense and stuff like that. So I got Notre Dame tonight.
Absolutely. Notre Dame is pretty much bringing back a lot of their, not a lot, but bring us back some solid upperclassmen back this season. Starting at running back, I'm loving to see what the NFL boys is gonna do. The juniors, I should say. I believe Jerome Bettis' son is playing today.
It's crazy. There's a couple about him.
Yeah, there's a couple other NFL players' sons on Notre Dame. I'm forgetting their names, so forgive me. But I'm excited to see what they do. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go Miami by 3. I don't have a main reason why. I'm just gonna go for the upset. It's not really an upset because they're both ranked, but I'm just gonna be different and pick Miami. I don't really have a dog in this race though. Another upset we had though this week in college football. Boise State, 25 ranked Boise State gets dumped by South Florida's at home. Well, South Florida's at home. And it was not close. 34-7 was the final score. Maddox Madsen, who once upon a time what we were told was better than Shedeur Sanders, but we're not going to go backwards there.
Where Mike at?
He went for 25 for 46, 225 yards, a QBR of a 26, and had 1 touchdown. But South Florida was playing BTA, man. Byron Brown threw for 210 yards. The receiving group, he had 2 receivers over 90 yards receiving, and Keyshawn Singleton and Chaz Nimrod. And one of them is a Tennessee transfer, so shout out to them. I forget which one it was, but they were balling out in this game. The defense was playing lights out, and South Florida gets the dub. What was your thoughts on this upset? Because a lot of people did not expect South Florida to beat Boise State.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either, but just to see it happen, I ain't really got too much to say on it. I mean, Genty was clearly the reason why they was at where they was at last year. And we got on Mike's ass all last season about this whole Maddox Madison, whatever his damn name is. Mm-hmm. Hey, they got their ass whooped, and you literally see out there South Florida was manhandling that defense. So, I mean, hey, that's what happens. It looks like they should have never even been ranked, that honestly. So,
yes, I will also say it is week 1, but that's not how you want to start the season off. But there's plenty of games ahead of them, so they should be able to turn it around. Now, will they be able to turn it around and become ranked? We have to find out. But nonetheless, moving right along, we're not going to spend time on this. I'm just going to mention it. Penn State blows out Nevada. Drew Allen looked really good in this game, but again, it's against Nevada. 22 for 26 for 217 yards and a touchdown. But we're going to go right into one of the main games from yesterday, I should say. Texas, number 1 ranked Texas, goes on the road to Ohio State. And they lose to number 3 Ohio State 14-7. Very, very low scoring game, defensive type of game. But Archer Man did not look good in this game. He was 17 for 30, 170 yards, threw an interception, and he threw a touchdown late in the game. And Julian Sane in his debut was 13 to 20, 126 yards and a touchdown. Not too bad. The offense looked pretty okay. They was able to just take advantage of short field of when they needed to, and they come out with the dub. What was your thoughts on this game? And did the media hype up Arch Manning too soon? What was your thoughts?
We know when we talk about too soon and stuff. We know what all that's about, the last name and just the hype behind that last name, Manning. It ain't nothing to take away from him, but it is a long shot. Like, we got a lot of talent this year in college football. So, but like you said, we keep saying it's only as early as week one. Definitely watching the game yesterday, he looked a little rattled early. He definitely looked rattled. He looked nervous. But hopefully he get them kinks out. It was a big game in Ohio State. Stadium was loud as hell. But the game overall, to me, it was pretty good. It reminded me of a national championship game from a defensive perspective, defensive side. It was pretty good. What was the final score? 14-7?
Yeah, it was a very boring game.
It was boring, but from a defense,
if you love offense,
yeah, from a defense perspective side, it was pretty solid on both sides. So it's the same thing with the Clemson and the LSU game. Low key dry offensive end, but it was a defensive game.
Yes. I think that us as the media, we have to do a better job of not hyping these players so soon, and have to do a better job at using this term transcendent player, because we didn't see enough Arch to label him that in college. Coming out of high school, that's different. But in college, no. This ain't UL Monroe. It's the big boys. These Ohio State defending champs. He didn't look good at all. He needs more reps. Needs a lot more reps to get comfortable, get acclimated with the offense. You're acting as a quote unquote true freshman, so to speak. And I mean that as far as reps. To go out there in an environment like Ohio State and be poised and lead you to points, that's a tough job to do. Not everyone can do that. So I get it's week one. However, can we please pump the brakes on calling these players transcendent players? And that includes myself, because there's times I jump off the rails when it comes to players. I just noticed the media is very quiet with Arch. Let me not say quiet. They're not as loud with Arch's performance as they would have been if that was another last name on the back of that jersey, like last college football season. I don't gotta say the name. We know who we're talking about if you follow football, because I know if that said quarterback had a performance like that last year or close, it'd have been headlines everywhere. So just want to put that out there. As far as Julian Sane goes, I think he looked kind of solid for his start. Like I said, it's hard to really.
Who are we talking about?
The quarterback from Ohio State.
Yeah,
it's hard to really
judge off of this one game.
Examine these guys who hasn't played enough. But again, it's only first week. But from what I've seen, he looked pretty solid. I expect a lot of room for growth. Once they get comfortable with Ryan Day's scheme and stuff, I think the offense will take off, because Jeremiah Smith only had 6 catches for 43 yards. He led in receptions, but again, with the offense that they have, they can easily average about 25 to 28 points a game. And I'm only going towards like the ranked teams, the top 10 ranked teams, not like non-ranked and past that, because they can put up way more points. Well, how explosive that offense is. So I expect to see more from both Arch Manning and Julian. But again, it's hard to really examine these guys based on one game. But from what we've seen, this is where I'm at so far with these guys. Any other thoughts on this game?
Nah. I mean, like you said, it was kind of boring, man. I think I was really just looking out for Archie Manning. Everybody was all hyped and talking about him so much, and looking forward to seeing him do something. But it's only week 1. There's a lot more season ahead of us.
Yes, sir. Another game that was really entertaining, a high-scoring game, but if you know the Big 12, you know they're always going to put up points. We had Iowa State and Kansas State. Iowa State wins by a field goal, 24-21. Rocco Beck, 14 of 28 for 183 yards, 2 touchdowns. QBR was a 71. Avery Johnson, 21 for 30, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns. And they come up short in the first game against Iowa State. What was your thoughts on this game? I thought it was a really good game. I know we touched base on what happened after the game last week.
I was gonna say you could go ahead on that one because I didn't even watch that game, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a really good, entertaining, high-scoring game. Typical Big 12, high-octane offensive game. It's what you expect with the Big 12. You're going to put up points. It's either going to be blowouts or it's going to be close games. But I thought, for the most part, Avery looked really, really good out there. Rocco looked solid as well. He ran with the ball pretty well as well. They probably look some of the better quarterbacks this week so far, from what I've seen. It might be some quarterbacks that played a lot better that I didn't get to watch. Like I didn't watch Georgia versus Marshall. I didn't catch that game, but again, this was a really solid game nonetheless. I expect Iowa State to be a big player again in the Big 12. I didn't have them winning the conference, but if they could keep this momentum going, they should be in a really good space to even squeeze out a college football playoff spot. So
it's crazy. I don't pay attention to Kansas State a little too much, but I feel like every year they always find themselves ranked between like that 16th and 25 ranked, and they always figure out a way to fall out of it. But,
yes, sir. Another game we had last night was the LSU going on the road against Clemson, and they end up winning this game 17-10. And in the pre-games, you've seen some of the Tiger players with cut sleeve shirts saying 1-0 going into this game, knowing that they was going to go in there and handle business. And they did just that. So Cade Klubnik for Clemson was 19-38, QBR over 31, no touchdowns, interception, 230 yards. You had Garrett Nussmeier, 28 for 38, 230 yards as well with a touchdown, QBR of 82. But the run game was what held its own. Caden Durham, 17 for 74 yards with a touchdown, and they come out with the victory. One of my favorite things I was looking at was the rookie DB who's I think he's 6'5". That's why I was looking forward to see him play. He looked pretty solid for the most part. Harold Perkins Jr., had a sack, 8 total tackles, and almost 2 tackles for a loss. He looked pretty good out there, man. But what was your thoughts on this game? I thought it was a really good game. It was similar to the Ohio State game, but a little bit more offense, obviously.
Yeah, this game was cool. Man, it's crazy because Ty called it yesterday. He said he called out LSU, and part of me, I was on Clemson's side just because they was home, but I kind of felt like in the back of my mind LSU was going to pull this one out. Man, we talked about Florida State earlier, man. That was kind of like my second. I'm trying to remember who I had coming out of the ACC. I know Clemson was one of the teams though, but Klubnik is supposed to be one of the top tier quarterbacks coming out of the NCAA this year. Mm-hmm. Again, it's early. It's very early. Only week 1, but I'm expecting better from him. It was a shitty ass game he played, and I didn't expect that at all.
Yes, sir. The freshman DB I was referring to is DJ Pickett. Yes, I had to make sure I forgot his name. I wanted to see how he did because you don't see 6'5" defensive backs.
6'5". I feel like I'm playing Madden or NCAA.
And he can move. Like he's very good. He's solid with the T-step. He can move. He can open his hips really good for a 6'5", frame at DB. Pause. I know that sounds crazy, but we're talking football here, so. But he had 2 total tackles. He didn't give up any touchdowns or anything, so that's good. But moving forward, I can't wait to see what he does. Avian Terrell looked really good for Clemson's defense. 6 total tackles, and he had a pass deflection. He is the brother, I believe, of AJ Terrell from Atlanta for the Falcons. So he's a junior. I'm expecting big things from him, potentially to come up in the draft and be in a first round pick potentially. So shout out to him as well. But yeah, any other lasting thoughts on this game?
Nah, not this game specifically, but I do want to shout out Howard, University of Howard, beating Florida A&M yesterday. It was a crazy comeback to win the game by a last-second field goal. I just want to throw a shout out to them.
Yes, sir. Shout out to them boys, the Bisons. Yes. Now, that's pretty much it for college for now. We probably will jump back in at the end to give our predictions for college football. But right now, we're going to transition to the NFL and give our predictions for week 1. Now, I don't know how Mike used to do it with the points set up, so bear with me, but we can still keep that tradition going nonetheless. So for week 1 for the NFL, we have the Thursday night game, Dallas at Philadelphia. Philly is favored as a -7.5. Who you got for this game?
I'm going Philly all the way.
I am too.
Philly all the way. And I mean, yeah, Micah there would have made a difference, of course. I would have still went with Philly regardless. But yeah, it's going to be a shitty season for the Cowboys.
Yes, sir. And then we have a Friday game, Kansas City at the Chargers. Kansas City's favorite line is -3.5. I'm going to take Kansas City in this game.
Same here. I got Kansas City.
All right. Then we get our Sunday slate, man. First game up, we got Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Tampa Bay -2.5. Who you got?
You know I'm going, man. Georgia boys. Going with the Falcons.
I'm going with the Buccaneers in this game. And I'm going straight up on that, actually. But next game we have Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati is -5.5 in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati in this game.
Yeah, same here.
Following game, we have Miami at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is -1.5. I'm going to take Miami in this game.
Yeah, I'm going Miami as well. I'm kind of a little upset with the quarterback situation going over there in Indiana. But, time will tell. I do see a change and Anthony Richardson getting back in that number 1 spot. But, hey, they want to test out the waters. Let them do their thing.
For sure. Next, we have Vegas at New England. And New England's -2.5. And I think I want to pick the pass, but I might lean Raiders here. I think the Raiders win this game.
Yeah, I'm going Pats first game. Not even trying to be a homer, but the Patriots just look like one of those teams that is a lot of new pieces on that team, but it don't really seem that way.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake May, we'll see. It's still very early. We've only seen preseason, but he just seems more comfortable. So we'll see how that looks. But I'm just to call it out, I'll go Patriots. I can't really evaluate too much until we at least see this first game, regular season game.
Absolutely. I think I'm gonna go Raiders 3, only because we just got rid of Jabril Peppers right before week 1. We released him, which is a huge head scratcher for me. I think he was really, really good in the run game. I don't know why he was released. I know he had the case that he beat, also not guilty. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, that was a head scratcher for me. And also, there's been rumored that Kyle Duggar's been on the trading block these last few weeks too. So you're getting rid of potentially 2 of your best safeties. I'm not sure what the direction is on that back end outside of Gonzalez and Davis, because you just signed Davis in the offseason. Also, the offensive line is the question mark for me for New England against Max Crosby. I love me some Will Campbell,
the
but
right side specifically.
Yeah, I love me Will Campbell, but it's like he's not gonna be the only one that's gonna help that offensive line. He can be the biggest difference, sure, but I got to see what they can do. And I love Diggs. I love what they have brought. I love Henderson. I think the three-headed monster and running back committee with Henderson, Ramondre, and Gibson is going to be really, really good for us. But I just got to see. The question marks for me really to sum it up is the O-line against Crosby and our back end if we have to hold up, particularly the safeties. I'm speaking on. Next game is Arizona at New Orleans. We can just get past this really quickly. Cardinals.
Yeah, I got Cardinals.
I'm not. I don't think I'm ever going to pick New Orleans to win the game. Next, we have Pittsburgh at the New York Jets. Pittsburgh is -2.5. I got the Jets in this game.
What's the status on Fields? Is he good?
Or is Justin should be good to go for week 1.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
I've heard otherwise. So
I didn't know if he had a like a detrimental like injury or anything like that.
Wait, hold on. Pittsburgh at New York. Rodgers goes back to New York. Change that thought. I got Steelers winning this game by 10.
You gotta stay. You think he's gonna go? He might go off.
I think that Pittsburgh defense is gonna play out lights out just to prove a point. And then Justin has to show me he can throw the ball when the run game is not there. Consistently, at least. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on this game. Next, we have New York Giants at the Commanders. Commanders is -6.5. This is a sneaky game, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I low-key got Giants. I'm not really gonna call it an upset, but I think Russell Wilson might go off this first game.
I'm gonna go Commanders by 3, but this is a really sneaky game, man. Because that Giants defense is gonna get after it. I know Laramie Tunsil's now on the Commanders, but I'm afraid if Russell can get some momentum on that offensive going, man, can the Commanders defense hold up? But I'm still going to pick the Commanders in this game. Carolina at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's -2.5. Travis Hunter makes his debut, and of course, it's against his high school frenemy, quote unquote, on the enemy part because they're not really enemies. But T-Mac, I'm going Carolina in this game. I'm gonna pick Carolina. I'm gonna go against the grain for this one.
Yes, sir. I got the same. I got Carolina this year. I think they're gonna have a pretty solid season. I think I had them winning 8-9 games, but I got them coming out week 1 with a dub.
Next, we have Tennessee. Cam Ward makes his debut, but he's going to the Mile High against the Broncos. Broncos is -8.5. I'm picking the Broncos to win this game.
Yes, sir. I got Denver.
Next, we have a divisional matchup. San Fran goes on the road to go against the 12th man in Seattle. San Fran's -2.5 here. I'm gonna go with. I want to go Seattle. I really do. But I'm gonna go San Fran here.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is here. Well, hopefully we could get a whole damn season of him, but I got San Fran.
I'm picking San Fran solely due to the question marks with that offensive line in Seattle. I know they picked up some pieces in the draft, the kid from North Dakota State. But I got to see Sam Darnold outside of Kevin O'Donnell's offensive scheme in Seattle. And I expect JSN to have a big season this year. But I just got to see if that old line can hold up. But anything can go because it is a divisional matchup. Next, we have another divisional matchup. We have Detroit at Green Bay. And Green Bay is now -2.5. I'm sure that has a lot to do with Micah being traded there. Micah makes his Green Bay debut. Who you got in this game?
Green Bay. And before, I believe I was going with Detroit, but shit.
I'm going Detroit in this game. I think Detroit wins by 10 in this game on the road against Green Bay. And next we have Houston at the Rams. The Rams are favored minus 2.5. Who you got for this game?
I'm gonna go Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit on that. I think the Rams offense. I think the Rams defense is gonna be able to hold up against Houston, considering that O-line is so putrid. I think Nico Collins is gonna have a big game though, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think the Rams win this. And then we have a heavyweight bout to end off the Sunday night game slate. Baltimore on the road against Buffalo in a rematch for the AFC divisional round. Buffalo's minus 1.5. Better yet, hold on. Who you got? I know who I'm picking.
They're playing at Buffalo.
Yep, they're at Buffalo minus 1.5.
This is gonna be the game of the week, man. But I'm gonna go Buffalo because I know you're going Baltimore.
Come on, man. You know I had to. Give me 1 second.
I'm going Buffalo. Tell me this man got a jersey change. He got the jersey.
What? Come on now.
What's going on, man?
Come on now. You know who I'm going with? Oh, let me flip my camera because I have it the other way around so y'all can see it.
They got the jersey on backwards, but I understand you gotta show the name.
Of course. Where is it at? Camera. Here we go. Boom. Yes. You know who I'm going with? Yeah. Move this. There we go.
How you feel about
Big Action Jackson? You know the Ravens is getting that get back.
How you feel about Hopkins being over there?
I think he'll be good in the red zone. I think he'll be a good receiver for them in third down scenarios. Also, I think him being there is going to open up. Him being there with Lamar and Derrick is going to open up him getting some one-on-ones and some big third down conversion plays, especially if the defense is going to try to bite on the run because you got to worry about my guy right here and Derrick Henry. So for sure, I think it's a good look nonetheless.
Just watch it be the year that I'm not too fond on Baltimore because I be having Baltimore go to the damn Super Bowl, AFC Championship every single year. But watch the year I don't root for them as the year that they make it.
Hey, I hope so.
I'll be
the last game of week 1, Monday night game, we have Minnesota at Chicago. Ben Johnson makes his head coaching debut. Minnesota is minus 1.5. Who you got?
I'm rocking out with Chicago first game.
I'm keeping that purple alive, man. I'm going with Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins this game. I think JJ McCarthy controls the game where he doesn't lose it, and the defense finds a way to seal the deal in this division matchup. So that's it for week 1 for the NFL. I'm going to go back to college football, go to week 2, and just look at some key games here that we can kind of give our predictions on before we wrap up the show. So looking at week 2, Boise State is going to get back on the W column. They play Eastern Washington, so they should be able to win that game. I'm looking at the schedule now. I don't see nothing that's too appealing.
Yeah, it's still
Grambling's playing Ohio State next week. Yeah, that's no.
Yeah. Once we get to about like week 4, week 5 is when we're gonna start seeing some good matchups.
Yeah, this looks like we got South Carolina State playing South Carolina. Shout out to the HBCUs. Oh, we do got one. We got Michigan versus Oklahoma. Did Michigan play this week? No.
No.
So my guy Bryce Underwood makes his debut next week against Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored minus 2.5. I'm going with Michigan. I'm being biased here.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I'm gonna go Oklahoma, man. I'm gonna be at home. It's one of the toughest stadiums to play in.
Yeah. And just because we some homers, we got Boston College on the road against Michigan State. I'm going BC here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go BC just to be a homer. I haven't had a chance to look too much into their roster. I'm definitely gonna be tuning into them this year.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, we have Stanford at BYU, but this is pretty much it for the week.
By the way, BYU did smack the shit out of whoever they just played, even though it was a low tier team. But I think after the disrespect that they got last year,
Mhm.
By not getting qualified for I think it was the top 12, whatever top teams to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
We'll see what they do this year. But I got BYU if I had to pick.
for sure. I will say, if I'm a betting man, week 2 for college football looks real promising for money lines and even over under on scores, depending total points, depending on the matchups you choose. Definitely look into that. But that's gonna wrap up today's episode. If you made it this far, please make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on week 1 for the college football. Who you got winning the week 1 games for the NFL. Also, let us know what are your thoughts on the Micah Parsons trade? Is it a W? Is it an L for the Packers? Most people will probably say W, but let me know your thoughts nonetheless, man. We appreciate you guys for always tuning in and showing love. Hope you guys have a blessed Sunday and a good Labor Day. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Brady.